Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, where faith in Jesus fuels your healing.
Thousands saw Jesus. Thousands heard him speak. But a small group understood a spiritual law the crowds missed. They did not wait for an invitation. They forced an encounter with Jesus and opened the door for God's healing power to flow. And we can too. The centurion in Luke 7, 1 through 10, approached Jesus based on who he knew him to be, a man with power. But here's the key. He came in humility. He said, "I am not worthy to have you come under my roof." Notice the shift. He set aside his ability to force results. He approached Jesus in submission. He set aside his authority and rank, and when he did, the centurion stepped into the kingdom of God. We can too. Here's how. Step 1, faith is not a transaction. Faith is worship. The centurion didn't start with his need. He started by acknowledging who stood before him, someone with power over disease and death. When you pray knowing who you stand before, you ask with expectation. God calls this worship. Step 2, faith is force. We often think of Jesus as gentle and loving, as someone who, until the last week of his life, tried to avoid conflict. But Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven has been subjected to violence, and the violent lay claim to it." He wasn't speaking about physical violence. He was talking about spiritual enforcement. The centurion used force, but not the force of his Roman sword, the force of faith. He didn't ask Jesus to try. He told Jesus to speak. There it is. There's the switch. In that moment, the man's faith agreed with God's will, and healing came to his servant. Step 3, Jesus has entrusted us with this force. Before he left, Jesus put his disciples in charge. He gave them his authority to heal the sick, cast out demons, and raise the dead. When your faith moves from "I'm due" to "I worship you, Lord," and from "I wish" to "enforce your will, Lord," you stop praying like a beggar. Instead, you become someone who knows they have the keys to bind demons and cast out sickness, and you use those keys with confidence.